Hello, I'm Dr. Miles. Welcome to Senior Vitality US 365. A patient's neurologist once told me something I have never forgotten. He said, "The most critical warnings for a stroke often appear silently. While we sleep, we have this idea that our bed is a safe haven. But for many, the nighttime hours are when the body is most vulnerable." In fact, research shows that nearly 1 in 4 ischemic strokes are wake-up strokes, discovered only when a person wakes up in the morning. The biggest danger is the false sense of security we feel when we rest. Today, we are going to pull back the covers on the most dangerous stroke signs that happen at night. We will first discuss the 3 silent threats that turn sleep into a high-risk activity, and then we will cover the active emergencies you might discover upon waking. This is knowledge that could truly save a life. Let's begin with part 1, the 3 silent nighttime threats. These are the conditions that quietly increase your stroke risk while you are completely unaware. Number 1, sleep apnea. Millions of Americans suffer from this condition, where breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep. Many think the worst consequence is a tired morning. The terrifying reality is this: each time you stop breathing, your brain is starved of oxygen. It panics. It floods your system with stress hormones, causing your blood pressure to surge violently. Night after night, this turns your arteries into a high-pressure war zone. Research has shown that moderate to severe sleep apnea can increase your risk of stroke by 2 to 4 times. This is not just loud snoring. It's a direct threat. A sleep study and a CPAP machine aren't just about comfort. They are a life-saving shield for your brain. Number 2, nocturnal high blood pressure. While you sleep, your blood pressure is supposed to decrease by about 10 to 20%. This nightly dip is your cardiovascular system's chance to rest and repair. But for many people, this dip never happens. It's a condition called non-dipping hypertension. It's like forcing your heart and blood vessels to run a marathon every single night with no rest. The constant pressure wears down your arteries, making them brittle and prone to clots or rupture. A single blood pressure reading at the doctor's office doesn't tell the whole story. Ask your doctor about 24-hour ambulatory monitoring to see what's truly happening at 2 o'clock in the morning. Number 3, atrial fibrillation, or A-Fib. It can feel like a strange flutter in your chest, like a fish flopping around, and it may come and go. It is so easy to dismiss. But that sensation could be A-Fib, one of stroke's most dangerous partners. This irregular heartbeat allows blood to pool in the heart's chambers, forming clots. According to the CDC, having A-Fib increases your risk of stroke by about 5 times. That harmless little flutter could be the sound of a ticking clock. If you experience this, even rarely, you must mention it to your doctor. Now, let's move to part 2, the wake-up emergencies. These are not risk factors. These are signs that a stroke is happening right now, discovered in the disorienting moments of waking up. Number 4, the thunderclap headache. This is not a normal headache. It is an explosive, blinding pain that hits you like a hammer. Survivors describe it as the single worst headache of their life, reaching its peak intensity within 60 seconds. This is the classic sign of a bleeding stroke in the brain. The pain is the sound of your brain screaming for help. Do not take an aspirin. Do not try to sleep it off. This is a 5-alarm fire. Call 911 immediately. Number 5, a sudden curtain over your vision. You wake up, and a part of your vision is simply gone, as if a gray curtain has been pulled over one eye. Or perhaps the world is suddenly doubled or terribly blurry. This is often not a problem with your eye itself, but with your brain. A stroke can attack the occipital lobe, your brain's visual processing center. The camera of your eye is working, but the editing room in your brain has lost power. Any sudden painless and unexplained vision change is a medical emergency. Number 6, severe vertigo, not just dizziness. There is a profound difference between feeling lightheaded and experiencing true vertigo. Vertigo is a violent, intense sensation that you or the room around you is spinning uncontrollably. It is often so severe you cannot stand or walk, and it may cause nausea and vomiting. This is a major red flag for a stroke in the cerebellum, your brain's balance and coordination center. If this intense spinning is paired with double vision or slurred speech, it is a critical emergency. When you call for help, be specific. "The room is spinning" is much more useful than "I feel dizzy." And finally, the classic signs as they appear upon waking. You might recognize them from the BEFAST acronym. You wake up, go to the bathroom, and the face in the mirror is not quite right. One side is drooping. That's F for face. You reach for your morning coffee, but your arm feels heavy, numb, and refuses to obey your command. That's A for arm. Your spouse asks if you're okay, but when you try to answer, only a jumble of slurred words comes out. That's S for speech. In all of these wake-up scenarios, the most important question you must answer is, when was the last time I felt normal? This is called your last known well time. For a wake-up stroke, that time is when you went to bed. This single piece of information dictates what treatments, like the clot-busting drug TPA, doctors can use. It is the key that can unlock your recovery. When you suspect a wake-up stroke, what you don't do is just as important. First, do not go back to sleep it off. Brain damage is happening every second. Second, do not drive or let a loved one drive you. Paramedics can begin care immediately and will take you to the correct stroke-certified hospital. And third, do not take an aspirin. If the stroke is caused by bleeding, aspirin will make it catastrophically worse. The vast majority of strokes are preventable. Your action plan starts today. Discuss sleep apnea with your doctor. Ask about your nighttime blood pressure. And never, ever ignore a flutter in your chest. Taking control of these silent threats is the best way to ensure your nights remain a time of rest, not risk. Thank you for watching. Be well and be aware.